Good morning!
I'm your radio teacher,
I am your science buddy.
and I'll give you an exciting lesson that you'll surely enjoy.
Sci Talks Radio. Education must continue.
Learning is a great avenue.
No one will be left behind. With new normal comes new learning.
New method, new way of understanding.
Keep on learning.
Keep on achieving.
There's no way of hindering.
Enriching one's brain.
This is Sci Talks Radio, your number one source of science education. Conveying a half an hour of quality scientific teaching on air.
This is
Sci Talks Radio.
Colorful day, everyone! Wow! Especially to our young scientists, our grade 8 learners. You are listening to our School on Air for Science subject.
Oh yeah!
Get ready for another round of learning. This is a new episode of DepEd School on the Air, where learning knows no limit.
Oh yeah!
I am your radio teacher, Ma'am Valen, your partner in exploring the world of science today.
Wow!
How's your day, our future scientists? Are you still excited to open a new chapter of learning?
Oh yeah!
That's perfect! So make sure that you are at a good spot at home where you can clearly hear our broadcast.
Okay!
Now, if you can clearly hear me, kindly say, I am ready to learn today.
Oh yeah!
Again, if you can clearly hear me, kindly say, I am ready to learn today.
Oh yeah!
That's magnificent! I can feel that you are ready for this new episode of our on-air discussion in science. Make sure that you always eat your meals to keep your stomach full and it won't disturb you from joining me in this episode. Before we proceed with our main lesson, let's do some stretching first to keep your mind and body awake and alive. Kindly stand up, raise both your hands and shake them for 5 seconds. Ready? Let's go! Stand up. Raise both of your hands, then shake, shake, shake. Again, shake, shake, shake. That's awesome. You can now take your seats. I hope that made you awake and alive.
Oh yeah!
This time, kindly make your self-learning module in science available beside you as our guide in our discussion, together with your pen and science activity notebooks. Are you ready to start with our lesson for today? That's great! Our lesson for today is all about hierarchy of colors. If you refer to your self-learning modules, it is found on your Science Module 5, Lesson 2. It is a continuation of our previous topic from Lesson 1, which is the colors of light. In that previous lesson, we learned about the arrangement of colors of white light. But what does the arrangement of colors of light exhibit in terms of energy? Which color of light has the greatest energy? The next activity will provide you with answers to these questions. In this lesson, you will be able to relate the arrangement of colors and its corresponding energy. And now, without further ado, let's have a recall activity. You are going to use your science activity notebooks to write answers in your activities. For the directions, just give what is asked in the following items. Let's have item number 1. Write the colors of the rainbow that each letter stands for. R, O, Y, G, B, I, V. Number 2. Use crayons to draw what happens to the beam of light when it passes through the prism. And just like that, you are done with your first activity. Wasn't that easy? I'll give you your second activity after this short break. You can eat your snacks or go to the restrooms if you feel the need to. We'll have an activity when we come back. See ya!
Mare, narinig mo na ba ang tungkol sa online distance learning ng DepEd? Ano ba ito? Ay oo, Mare! Ang online distance learning ay isang pamamaraan kung saan maihahatid ng mga guro ang kaalaman para sa mga anak natin sa tulong ng teknolohiya gaya ng internet, laptop, computer, at cellphone. Ganun ba, Mare? Oo, Mare. Hindi magkakasama at magkakaharap ang mga estudyante at mga guro. Maaaring matuto ang mga bata sa pamamagitan ng online na pagkatuto. Isang mensahe mula sa kagawaran ng edukasyon at ng himpilang ito.
I'm back! This is your radio teacher, Ma'am Valen. As mentioned before the break, we will now have your second activity. At the end of this, you will be able to infer that light is composed of colors of different frequencies and wavelengths. Also, that frequencies of the colors of light are inversely proportional to the wavelength. And lastly, to infer that the arrangement of colors of light shows the hierarchy of the colors with corresponding energy. Prepare yourself learning modules for this activity because it will serve as your guide and reference. Okay, let us refer to the table under activity number 7. Study the table and answer the questions that follow on your science activity notebooks. Table 1, page 10 contains the range of wavelength, frequency, and energy of light. Color violet has a wavelength of 380 to 445 nanometer, has frequency of 675 to 789 terahertz, and a photon energy of 2.80 to 3.26 electron volt. Indigo has a wavelength of 445 to 450 nanometer, has a frequency of 668 to 675 terahertz, and a photon energy of 2.75 to 2.80 electron volt. Blue has a wavelength of 450 to 495 nanometer, a frequency of 606 to 668 terahertz, and a photon energy of 2.50 to 2.75 electron volt. Color green has a wavelength of 495 to 570 nanometer, a frequency of 526 to 606 terahertz, and a photon energy of 2.17 to 2.50 electron volt. Yellow has a wavelength of 570 to 590 nanometer, a frequency of 508 to 526 terahertz, and a photon energy of 2.10 to 2.17 electron volt. Orange has a wavelength of 590 to 620 nanometer, a frequency of 484 to 508 terahertz, and a photon energy of 2.00 to 2.10 electron volt. Color red has a wavelength of 620 to 750 nanometer, a frequency of 400 to 484 terahertz, and a photon energy of 1.65 to 2.00 electron volt. Now, answer the 5 questions that follow. Write your answers on your science activity notebooks. Did you understand? Alright, question number 1. Which color has the highest frequency? The shortest wavelength? Number 2. Which color has the lowest frequency? The longest wavelength? Number 3. What did you observe about the wavelengths and frequencies of the different colors of light? Number 4. Do the frequencies of colors of light increase from red to violet? And number 5. What did you observe about the corresponding energies from red to violet? Did you get the questions clearly? I'll give you a moment to answer. You may now start.
Mare, narinig mo na ba ang tungkol sa online distance learning ng DepEd? Ano ba ito? Ay oo, Mare. Ang online distance learning ay isang pamamaraan kung saan maihahatid ng mga guro ang kaalaman para sa mga anak natin sa tulong ng teknolohiya gaya ng internet, laptop, computer, at cellphone. Ganun ba, Mare? Oo, Mare. Hindi magkakasama at magkakaharap ang mga estudyante at mga guro. Maaaring matuto ang mga bata sa pamamagitan ng online na pagkatuto. Isang mensahe mula sa kagawaran ng edukasyon at ng himpilang ito.
So, that ends your second activity. The frequency of light wave refers to the number of waves that move past a certain point in 1 second. Frequency is generally measured in hertz, the units of cycles per second. Color has a frequency ranging from 430 trillion hertz to 750 trillion hertz. Waves can also go beyond and below those frequencies, but they are not visible to the human eye. Wave frequency is related to wave energy. Always keep in mind that the more energy in a wave, the higher its frequency. The lower the frequency is, the less energy in the wave. When it comes to light waves, violet has the highest energy, while red has the lowest energy. Related to energy and frequency is the wavelength, or the distance between from peak to peak, trough to trough, or between two consecutive corresponding points of waves. Within the band of visible light, the different wavelengths are perceived by people as different colors. The shortest wavelength is violet, and the longest wavelength is red. For clearer illustration, refer to Figure 1 on your self-learning modules, entitled Wavelengths of Visible Light. Observe the illustration in Activity 8 under What's More, and answer the questions by writing yes if the statement is correct and no if the statement is incorrect. Write your answers on a separate sheet of paper. Ready? Okay. For the first item, does white light split into different colors? Yes or no? Number 2. Do all colors of light travel at the same speed in a vacuum? Yes or no? Number 3. Do all colors of light have the same energy? Yes or no? Number 4. Does blue have the shortest wavelength? Yes or no? Number 5. Does red have the longest wavelength? Yes or no? Done already? Alright, let's immediately check if all of your answers were correct. For number 1, the correct answer is yes. Number 2, the answer is also yes. For number 3, The answer is no. Number 4. What do you think is the correct answer? Okay, it's no. For number 5, the correct answer is yes. Did you get a perfect score? That's excellent! This time, I want to check the things that you have learned within this episode. All you have to do is to fill in the blanks to complete the sentences. Write your answers on a separate sheet of paper, or you may use your science activity notebooks. Number 1. The color of white light ranges from blank 430 trillion hertz to blank 750 trillion hertz. Number 2. The more energy in a wave, the blank its frequency. The lower the frequency is, the blank energy is the wave. Number 3. Blank has the highest energy color, while blank has the lowest energy. Next is number 4. The shortest wavelength is blank, and the longest wavelength is blank. And number 5, the blank energy of the wave, the faster it moves from one medium to another. On the other hand, the energy of the wave, the slower it travels from one medium to another. And just like the previous activity, we will immediately check your answers. You will be the one responsible for your own paper. Check your answers honestly and make sure that there's no cheating at all. Do you understand?
Okay!
That's good! There are 2 blanks for each of the item. For number 1, on the first blank, the answer is red. For the second one, the correct answer is violet. Number 2, on the first blank, the answer is higher. On the second blank, the correct answer is less. Next is number 3. For the first blank, the answer is violet. On the second blank, the correct answer is red. Number 4. On the first blank, the answer is violet. And for the second blank, the correct answer is red. Lastly, we have number 5. On the first blank, the answer is higher. And for the second blank, the correct answer is less. Did you get the answers correctly? I hope you got a perfect score. Be ready, my dear students, because your quiz will be given after this short break.
Ito ang bagong simula, ang bagong normal, bagong umagang parating. Ito ang tamang panahon upang maghanda sa bagong hamong haharapin. Hindi magbabago ang hanap ng pusong tumulong at ituloy ang ating misyon. Dahil anuman ang sitwasyon, tuloy ang edukasyon, walang maiiwan, lahat ay aahon. Sama-sama tulong-tulong sa ating pagsulong. Anuman ang sitwasyon, tuloy ang edukasyon, tuloy, tuloy, tuloy.
Hello students! I'm back! For this part, kindly bring out your quiz form and don't forget to write your name, section, and the date today. Let us see how much you have learned from our lesson. Just give what is asked on the following items. Number 1. List the colors of white light in order of decreasing wavelength. Number 2. List the colors of white light in the order of decreasing energy. For the last item, state the relationship among frequency, energy, and wavelength of colors. Are you still with me, our dear learners? Be attentive because we still have more. Get ready. For the next questions, you have to refer again to your self-learning modules for some clearer figures or illustration. Then, all you have to do is to give what is asked on the following items. Write your answers on your quiz form. For this item, refer to figure 6 on your module. The wavelengths of visible light. This will be our question number 4. Figure 6 shows the visible spectrum with their wavelengths. Identify the color that is asked using the given wavelengths. What is the color for A, B, C, D, E, F, and G? Number 5. Which of the colors has the highest frequency and energy? And for the last item, number 6. Which of the colors has the longest wavelength? The shortest wavelength? And so, that ends our activity, discussion, and quiz for this episode. Answers will be checked next episode. This is another achievement for you today. Congratulations! I know you have learned something new today. Can we clap for yourselves? Okay, I guess this is the end of our session. Do not forget to send text message to your teachers if you have any question regarding our topic for today. Once again, thank you for being with me in this episode of learning. Do not limit yourselves for learning new things. Together, we will explore and learn. On behalf of the pen behind this script, Ma'am Joanna B. De Fiesta, and the RBI production team, thank you very much. I am your radio teacher, Ma'am Valen. Thank you for listening to DepEd School on the Air. I hope to be with you in the next episodes of this subject. Until next time, take care because we care. God bless.
Patuloy ang edukasyon para sa ating henerasyon.
Sa daan ng pagkatuto ay walang may iwan.
Kaya halina sa Radyo Eskwela.